Hey, what's up, guys? We over here flipping tables. No, I'm just joking. What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Tonight, we are going to be discussing Ready to Love Dallas, the reunion part 1. For you guys that are new here, this is the review. I will be putting pictures up because it's a lot of new followers that I have. Shout out to you guys. A lot of new subscribers. Welcome to my soulmate family. I'm going to pretty much go ahead and get started because we are slightly behind. We will have Stacy joining us a little bit later. I'm going to have everybody go around the room and introduce themselves, but I definitely want to say make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. And make sure you definitely, and I'll have Tyrone explain exactly what's going on because I know we are streaming from It's J Dub's channel and we're also streaming from Tyrone's channel, and he can give you guys a little more information about how that works. I want you guys to go around the room, introduce yourselves, and here's Stacy, guys. Introduce yourselves and let them know where they can find you on social media, your links, if you have a YouTube channel, if you want to promote anything, etc. Here we go.
What's up, YouTube world? It's the honorary doctor, It's J Dub, the #1 commenter on YouTube. I wanted to send my man Habibi out the right way. You know, even though I'm not a Habibi fan, you know, this is going to be the very last time we're going to see his presence. Let me fix my crown or whatever I got going on. And, you know, we're going to have a good show tonight, even though we got one more part to go. I'm going to pass it on to Jay.
Sorry, I'm trying to throw links in the chat. Hey, it's your girl Jay from another round. I'm happy to be here with you people. You know, we have a good time for this. This was an interesting first finale. So let's see. We'll get into it. If I pop on here rocking, y'all know I mean business, okay? So if I pop on camera and I start rocking, I'm not liking what somebody's saying.
Oh man, so J means business. What's up, everybody? Tyrone here, Ready to Love DC. You can catch me at Ty Wilson 21 everywhere the way it works. And shout out to Jay for sharing the links to the channels. I really, really appreciate you. Some of us have other channels, so Sabrina is allowing us to link this live stream to our channels. So do us all a favor and open up another tab, go to all of our different channels, put the like in there, put the subscribe in there. The way it works is that we chat from our channels, but it shows up here in Sabrina's thread. So if you want to chat in some of the other rooms, or in J-Dub's room, or in my room, or Jay's room, Stacy's room, you can go and do that. But for the most part, a lot of the folks will be here on Sabrina's channel in the chat. It's always live. So let's get it, y'all. Let's get it.
What's up, peoples? I'm here. Go ahead, Stacy. Oh,
Sorry, y'all.
I apologize if I'm intermittent with the camera because I'm just dogging my food before I get down to business. Deuces.
Thanks, Pia. Stacy.
Well, I'm like Jay. I almost feel like I need to be rocking right now because, Lord, this have my nerves bad. I wanted to call everybody all weekend because I was like, this some bull. But y'all know me. I'm Stacey B. I'm usually the one that likes everybody. I always find something positive to say about somebody. And for some reason, this season of Dallas has brought out the worst in them. And I'm just here to confirm it. I'm here to confirm what all y'all are thinking. And do excuse me, because if I pop off, it's only because I'm finishing up dinner for the kids, and it's just about done. All right.
All right, guys. So shout out. Yes, Tyrone, thank you very much. Shout out. Another round is down at on the screen. Follow Jay. Jay is the one that puts all the links, and she has been all season long putting the links up with everyone's YouTube channel or Instagram. So Jay is so dedicated. I love her so much. Thank you so much for always supporting me and supporting all of us. And also to shout out to my new soulmates. She also put the link for the membership that I have on my channel. It's going to be Sabrina After Parties, Sabrina After Dark, live panel reviews for Ready to Love DC and Potomac. Have a lot of new members. If you're interested in joining the membership, the link is down at the bottom on the screen, and it is on my front page where you can join the membership as well. After this panel, we will be going over on my membership channel, and we will be going live. And if you are a member, you can chat and join us in the live. And it is pretty much, you guys know, like on YouTube, it is there is some type of censor that we do have to kind of follow YouTube's program, but over on the membership, it's just a little bit more free and a little bit more open. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Shout out to my soulmates. I see you guys in the chat. Y'all always keep it live. Just make sure you're respectful. Y'all know I put the comments on the screen, and sometimes we do discuss them. So super chats also welcome. Love you so much, guys. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Before we start panel, is there anything that you would like to say before we get started?
Can I just say, because I know I'm not going to be here for a long time, this is just to y'all and everybody in the audience that's listening. Please don't give nobody this much power of yourself that you are sitting in the chair rocking and you can't have a proper conversation. Do not get up and walk away when you're not getting the apology that you want. Don't give those people that much of your power and energy. That's all I say.
I'll say this. For this to be such a fake season, no, I mean, I would say, 70, 30, 70% fake, 30% real, You had, there was a lot of emotion, a lot of hatred for some stuff, for people protecting relationships that they don't even really give a shit about. Why?
Well, to pick up on what P.O. said, I guess hurt people continue to hurt people. This show isn't about love anymore. I'm ready for it to get back to the regular formula. And you can check the link in the chat to actually remove Nephew Tommy from this show because it's time for him to go. No, it ain't no link in the chat, but I just like to say that because it's time to go. I'm done.
Tyrone?
Hell no.
Stacy?
Jesus. Wow. Jay got that started. It's blood in the water. I'm gonna go the other route, and just say, if you need some mental health therapy after this, get at me. We can chat it up. I know it's not easy. This season, we've been saying it from the beginning that it was a lot different from other seasons. It ended up playing out that way as well. For everyone that is at the end trying to work on something, me personally, I support what you're trying to do, even though it may not look like the traditional relationship that we would want to see. But if y'all are gonna go through with it, I'm gonna support y'all. That's all.
Stacy, you have anything?
All I'm gonna say is we can cry mental. Well, I guess it's a certain level of mental they got to go into it. But when it's fake and phony, you got to come up with all kinds of baloney. And we have seen nothing but baloney. Paul might be eating a bologna sandwich right now as we speak, because this is Monday night sandwich night.
Right.
And support Red and all his businesses, please. Okay, he needs to be the king of the city, so he can't do it without y'all support.
I almost bought a Thought Job shirt. I almost bought one after rewatching it again. And I'm not trying to be funny, like I really was going to support it.
Wow. All right. So,
well, Tyrone, almost ain't never paid for shit. So I'm just saying.
You're right.
Well, so I guess we're ready Oh God. Woo, Lord have mercy. It's a lot. All right, guys, let's get into it. So in the very beginning, and we're literally gonna get straight into it. And I just want to say, and I want to mention that I know the panels have been very long, guys. We are going to try to shorten this panel to at least minimum of 2 hours, because we do have to go live on our membership channel after the panel. So we're gonna definitely try to shorten this panel tonight, FYI. But this is Ready to Love Dallas reunion part 1, but the episode starts pretty much with how Kat, and I completely missed the notes for this, but Kat pretty much talks about her journey, and I know like she also talked about like the reason she didn't have a connection with Herbert and the reason she didn't have a connection with Phil, and she pretty much was like, look, if I came in the beginning, I had all y'all in real life. Okay. She talks about why the connection that she had with Maurier was very strong. She also they finally show the scene where I guess she was supposed to walk up on the bridge with Maurier, and they're sitting down, they're talking. Kat really does get emotional, and she's getting emotional because she does say like her dog was in surgery. So, you know, she had like all these feelings built up, and that's why she was crying. But that was the connection that she had with Maurier, is because she felt like it was built on a friendship, and the other guys pretty much wasn't coming for her. She ain't used to calling a dude, texting a dude like, hey boo, hey beautiful, I mean, excuse me, hey handsome, good morning, what you doing? She was like, I'm not about that life, and the guys really didn't step up. But you know, that's pretty much how the episode starts with Kat's journey. Anything with that, guys?
Anybody, guys?
She wasn't lying. She wasn't lying. If she would have came at the beginning, it would have looked totally different. The season would have looked totally different, because the people who were there at the beginning, they controlled the environment. You know, they controlled what we felt from it, not just like from her dating the men point of view, not just from that angle, but from like vibes and energy point of view. And what we've seen from Kat is, even when people acting kind of crazy with her, she still is going to take her a lot to take her there. And I felt like we probably could have used that energy the whole season.
Yeah, I like Kat. It's my bad, Paul. It seems legit, you know, but I did catch some of Kat's hands placement on Chris backstage. You know, I don't know if y'all peeped that or caught that, but I definitely caught it. So,
show it, Ty.
Maybe it's something there. I didn't have a picture, but it's there. I'll leave that up to y'all to interpret. But yeah, I like Kat. What she was saying makes sense. I do wish she would have got there a little bit earlier so we could see a lot more of her. She was really tall. You could see that from her entrance. So I don't know how that affected the other guys and going after her, but yeah, I would have loved to see a little bit more of her, or a lot more of her.
We know. Oops, I thought I was muted.
I'm gonna go try to find it. I'm gonna go find it and share that spot. It may not be nothing, you know, it may not be nothing, but it's
It don't matter. They was both singles, Tyrone. Okay, they both single. They didn't choose nobody at the bridge. So if they want to be all booed up, there was a couple of people that was handsy feelsies with a lot of people up in there.
When you see this hand placement, you know, it's telling.
Well, if y'all
go find
do hand placement on Chris one day, I don't want to hear nothing. Ty, find a picture. Make sure you post my picture too.
Well, I'm gonna say, as far as I think Kat got something to that curveball thing. I'm not a fan of the curveball. I don't even know why they call it a curveball. Just bring everybody all at one time, give everybody an even playing field, and let the chips fall where they may. I really want like the people to stay and or at least be on that resort setting or whatever, because that one really seemed to work. But I think it's almost like chasing the drug all over again. It's just like we're trying to get back to seasons 1 and 2, and hopefully we'll get close to it. So that's it for me.
Yeah, I feel like the whole curveball situation is dumb. It doesn't make sense. Like, and I get it. They're trying to spark some sort of extra drama by bringing somebody in to, you know, tap into other people's connections. But realistically, you just put people at a disadvantage, and it's like you waste time. You're wasting somebody else's time in the process. No, normally the curveball for the men anyway. The curveballs have been the first to go. So
Can I
there's that.
say this real
Oh,
quick? I was just really liking that Kat was honest about how she felt about them being a curveball because yes, it's not an easy spot to come in when people are potentially already locked in their connections or made connections, and now I got to weasel my way through everybody and see where they're at. And actually listen to Chris on Kojo's channel speak on it. It's a mindset. It's like a little mind F that you go through that you don't know who's friends with who's going back and saying what you say. So it's kind of like you got to walk a fine line of saying the right things and hoping that they come across and land with the people and not in a negative way. So yeah, that's kind of a rough position to be in as a curveball just coming in. And so she did pretty good, you know, and I do feel like if she was there at the beginning, a lot of connections, especially with Maurier and Jessica, would have been a lot different.
Yeah, I agree. I'm done with the curveballs.
Well, yeah, and from like our point of view, you're already in like a mental space, like where you're trying to see who's got connections and narrow down and figure out. And then the new person comes in, and in their brain, they're just beginning. So like the people who's already there, they're like, hurry up, like, you know, it's like they're not giving, but they ain't have any choice. They were literally behind.
all right. So I found it. Kat, don't be mad at me. I'm not trying to call you out. I know it's Kat's segment, but they disrespected Maurier again.
What do
Who
you
did?
mean?
When Tommy was like, "How did it go from all these guys to Maurier?"
Oh, yeah. He was like, "You don't see me? What? You
Right.
don't see all this?" Facts. Facts. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maurier was really light. You know, this season, I know we're not talking about him per se, but I just think that, you know, he made himself, and that's the thing too. And what is that saying? Like, nice guys always finish last. Like, oh shoot, what happened to Ty? Nice guys finish last. So it's kind of like, you know, because it's only 10 guys, you only had 10 guys to choose from. And Maurier was one of them. But I just feel like that in the real world, because I feel like Maurier really is a nice guy, that he would be looked over. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know. A lot of people I know I see in the chats and stuff like that, like people just don't be feeling Maurier. And I feel like him and Jessica's connection was completely fake, but I do feel like he's a good guy. And
Yes, he.
Yeah, I definitely won't take that away from him. He seems like a nice guy, you know, person. Like he didn't come off raw, didn't have a crappy personality. I will give him that. It's just the only dispute that I have is all of the fakery. Like as a man, like it's something about this getting to the end stuff that really just kills me because just because you made it there does not mean that you have to choose somebody or that you have to make it look right. You don't have to like I just don't understand it. Now, if they were told that they had to go there or stay, okay,
You
whatever.
don't find that suspicious?
I mean, I don't know, but I guess we'll get there because Tommy had, the same sort of concerns that I think we all did.
Yeah.
And I mean, at the end of the day, none of them couples got kissing photos on their IGs or, hanging out with each other after the show or, we're out to dinner or something. So that's how you know it was BS.
Yeah. PO, like you choosing yourself didn't have the same impact with the fellas like Sabrina chose herself. So they're just ready to, like you said, make it to the end at this point. And I kind of got what Tommy said. It was just like, it seemed like Maurier was just grabbing all these connections out of nowhere. And did it seem genuine? You're like, how in the world could he still be holding on to Jessica when they were in that meeting with Janelle after, it's a no for the religion and having a connection with Sierra when he deemed her the homie. So yeah, it's definitely given ready to make it to the end. So like I said, PO, you definitely did the right thing by choosing yourself, but it didn't have the same historical mark as it should.
Is it my turn?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so look, I don't know Maurier. I don't know that man. I don't have no problems with him. I don't have nothing against him. He's probably a great guy. However, and this is a big however, what I'm not going to go along with is you playing up in my face like I'm stupid. You try to have all of us thousands of viewers watching, thinking that you have all these connections and you were into all of them. Them wangs might be wanging. But if you're willing to embellish to this degree, what else will you not be honest with me about? Like just playing in my face like I'm stupid. That's what I can't get with. Like at least kind of throw some subtle stuff or make it at least look believable. One man.
Listen, forehead kisses doesn't seal the deal, right?
He ain't kissed on the forehead.
Church hugs does not show intimacy. Church hugs shows that I'm greeting you in a friendly way. Like I give church hugs by the thousands to strangers. Why? Wrap your arms around her waist and pull her close and look her nose to nose and tell her what the hell's good. If you into her like that.
And here's my thing. He had all these girl connections because the women was using him too, because he came off as a Jenny woman, sitting here talking about everything the men in the lounge was talking about, and then going back trying to make these fake connections with these women to tell them what's being said about them, and don't even realize you trying to play in their face, they playing in your face, and y'all all playing in our faces. Like that's what that was. That's how everything kept getting leaked, in my opinion, because the common denominator is Maurier. He had all these connections with all these women, and somehow all the men discussions kept getting leaked and taken out of context. But then when we saw towards the end, when it was the hot seat with Chris, he was really, really, even the men, even though they didn't agree with the verbiage, they didn't dime anybody out. It was Maurier. That's some bull. And Paul, I'm just saying that wasn't a forehead kiss. That was a forehead sniff. Them lips were going nowhere. Just his face.
She gave him the cheek, honey. They held hands. He kissed her on the forehead. They did cheek kisses. They did everything but kiss on the lips. But you know what? What's funny is someone in the chat, not in the chat, backstage, I think it was Red, said, if they didn't kiss, it ain't real, or it's phony, or something like that. I have it in my notes.
Wait, but did you catch, who was it? Cat, or at least somebody was like, I was about to say. So it was like they all agreed.
I think Stacey was trying to say Cat actually said Kat actually was like, I'm glad somebody said it because that's what I was thinking, or something like that. Is that what you was about to say, Stacey? Yeah, she did say it, and I think Red was the one that said it. Sure enough, agreed. But you know, where are we? Where are we even? Nope, we weren't even there yet. But okay, so next scene we have Unique. She explains that she did not call him. So Unique and Red scene pops up, and Unique explains that she did not call him a thought, but pretty much he has a thought job. Also that she had heard things about his role in his children's life. Red also mentions that he has connected with a couple of the women. Just because he got eliminated doesn't mean that he left. He says that he still keeps in contact with Janelle, and Janelle knows where home is. He says that he will continue to keep in contact with them, and you never know where it's going to go or what will happen.
Yeah, I think I think Red really spilled the beans on that. Like he's in contact with these women, especially with like Janelle, who's supposed to be, engaged to Q or whatever. So, and it said a lot in that moment. Like he was able to speak that freely. I didn't even see Q blink. Anytime somebody say anything about Quentin, Janelle frown up her face or whatever like that. So that tells me they not together. It sounds like Red is the king of Dallas. He got like 4 of them on the couch. He been gone. So yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I think Janelle mentioned in one of her lives that she did have a stronger connection with Red than they showed. I feel like it came across as if Red just needed to have this sense of assurance about the situation. It comes up in a lot of his dates. They just kept going back and forth. They replayed it again, and it's almost like he set the tone for his position and for his lifestyle. And she was following up on it. And I don't know why they're still going on about this thing. Like, if that's not you, I feel like it should just be easy to move on. So obviously, I feel like there was something else, that came out of this. And there's a reason why he can't let it go. I just don't see it.
He said Janelle know where home is. Look at Quentin's face, and Janelle was just smiling. What would y'all have? Let me ask y'all something, men. If another man said, and you sitting there with your girl, and another man says she know where home is, and he talking about your girl, what would y'all have done and said? Don't speak all at once.
Who gonna take it? The Juggernaut? Go ahead, Juggernaut.
I would have said, I would have been like, does he know something I don't know? Like what is going on? I would have turned to her. I wouldn't been looking at him. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
I would have told Red, stop playing with me. If I get him off this couch, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be trouble. Don't do it.
Because he's sitting there looking like Boo Boo the Fool. He missing out on making connections because he's trying to make it to the end. And the whole time she's doing what she was shading him and hating on him for doing in the process. She been doing it and keeping it quiet. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. And I would be interested to see when exactly was the Habibi scene, because if it was definitely filmed after this, that would explain why it was Herbert comforting Janelle and not Q.
That happened a couple of times.
Me personally, I think it would depend on the guy and my relationship with the guy. If it's like Drake or Usher that's on stage saying it, you know what I mean? I'd be like, come on, bro, don't disrespect me. I'm still here. But if it's another dude, that I'm not threatened by, I probably wouldn't say nothing at all.
Man, listen, they've been fake as hell this whole time. You might as well go out with a blaze of glory. Sit up here and control that. No, Red, not here.
Right, but I
mentioned him down.
But I mentioned earlier, Red's. It's like he has a need to show this little this gumption about himself.
Like he's so big.
You know what I
He's
mean?
like this, he's that guy. That's all. He's trying to one up. He's trying to one up them men.
It was
Like-
still disrespectful though, because it's like, golly,
Mad
like,
disrespectful.
yeah,
It's-
like you're gonna be like, she know where home is. What? I wish a female would say to my man talking about he know where home is. What? He know where what is? Well, guess what? We gonna pull up to your home later. How about that? We gonna boo? Yeah, we pulling up to her house later. Since he know where we gonna come, we coming. Make sure dinner's ready for us.
But
Okay, have a
But
bottle
then
of
you,
wine.
Yeah,
you
we
still have
spending
to
the
question
night.
though. But you still have to question. She needs to be checked in that matter.
Absolutely.
Because
right,
at the end
Right.
of the day, why is she not saying, what the hell is he talking about?
yeah,
Facts. But she did address it. She smiled and
Yeah,
rubbed her
exactly.
hands
Because
and
she
looked
like that
down.
attention. What we've seen from Janelle this
Yep.
entire season is that she will do anything for attention from the women, from the men, from whatever. She will say and do whatever. So did she stringing Red along? Or maybe she wasn't. Maybe she has insecurities or something, and she needs this validation from men. Maybe, I don't know. However, it's curious to me that you sitting up here with this man who's supposed to be goo goo gaga.
Exactly.
But you know what is attractive about Red and why would make more sense? Red is what, 42? Clearly we heard from Homegirl, which was totally out of hand, and I'll discuss it when we get there, that he has kids, plural, and an ex-wife. So Janelle don't want no kids. This a man that's older, that got kids, that been married before, so he about to be married to me for forever. And all I got to do is act the opposite of what he was married to, and it'll get me through the long haul. Get me on a life insurance policy, and I see this man to his grave.
Well, what PO just said about, he need to look at Janelle. If that's your woman, you have that conversation in private. You do the checking in private. You got to be a united front, even if something go wrong. You get to her later and like, what the hell he talking about? Backstage or in the car, or like, tell me something. You can smile a little bit. What's going on? What do I don't know? What's going on? But no, Red, that was disrespectful. If he can approach your woman like that, that's on you. That's on you. He put it out there right in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Address her later, but I don't know. It kind of makes me feel like it was brought up and on stage. Like maybe it should have been discussed on stage. I mean, I just don't know. Because anybody could say anything happened behind the scenes, but if it's addressed on stage, then guess what? It's addressed in front of Red, in front of us. So she can't be like, no, it ain't like that, when it really is. And if that's how what she says, then at least Red can hear what she has to say. So he can be looking like, no, because remember me and you went out to dinner. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just don't know. I just feel like it's just for her to smirk like that. I feel like she didn't have to say anything. She told on herself. She didn't have to say nothing. And that is something that he needs to address later. But I don't know. Ain't no man gonna sit there and talk like that to my man. And if I do allow him to do it, it's obviously because I'm not telling my man everything. And it is some stuff behind the scenes that he don't know. And, but obviously she don't care. She was eating it up. She loved it. So,
but also the respect that I have for my man, if I'm going to be sitting up here next to you, ain't no sneaky link going to come up here trying to blow up my spot.
Facts.
You better know your role. You better know your role.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been faking it so long, they all confused on their roles. They can't even get it together for the reunion, honey.
Yep. Facts. So anything else on how we even start talking about, because I swore we was talking about Unique and Red, and well, I guess Red started to talk about, okay. Anyway, so do y'all have anything to say about Unique and Red, thought job, role, bringing up his children? That's what she heard.
Yeah, I think Unique. I think she lost it on that one. Like I think she doubled down, tripled down. Tommy was like, "Well, what about me? I got a thought job." Well, yes, but
Mhm.
I think that was just mad offensive to continue that instead of just correcting it and deading it, saying, "Listen, the intention was not to, make it a bad thing. I was just having a playful moment or whatever, and moving on." But she just tripled,
I do. I
tripled
don't.
on it.
I don't get it. I don't get why they still going in on her for the comment. She apologized for it. You could see Red brought it up again with Q when they was at the table. You say did it. I think she was done with it when she said it's because I'm not a thought. But they showed the replay where Red brought it up again at the table and he just kept bringing it up. She clearly didn't want to talk about the kid, right? Tommy asked about that. And Quentin was like, just say it. You know what I mean? And then she still was like trying to be nice about what she had heard. So what we had suspected from the beginning actually came to fruition at the reunion when we was like, we feel like she know a little bit more about Red than she's saying, right? So obviously it's coming across like somebody that she know don't told her something about Red, so she's aware, but not trying to call him out about it. But he
But
just
that's
won't
but she
let it go.
right, and I agree with what you're saying. But here's why I'm saying it created mess is because you're throwing it out there to insinuate because people can read between the lines of BS and stuff like that. So you're insinuating that the streets are talking. So in other words, everybody out there knows what you are, what you do, or whatever, without pretty much calling them out and saying those words. It'd be like, yeah, if you see a girl that's walking down the avenue where, a lot of I don't know, let's just say streetwalkers go, and you say, well, how come you always on that street at this hour? You're not calling her a streetwalker, but essentially you're steering it in that direction. So I mean, she was steering the conversation.
But I still don't get it that way. Like I wasn't even thinking that she was going to be talking about his
Hold on.
relationship. You know what I mean? And even when he brought it up at the beginning, he said the stigma of my lifestyle may make it seem like I'm not a family man. So ain't nobody feared nothing. He said it. He said it was about the stigma of him being a family man. So he set the tone for it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna jump in there since we dissecting it. I love Unique's definition of a thought job. I thought she was gonna say Webster says. She broke it down. It made sense. But now I see now why the YouTube streets are calling Red sassy Red. He's like way too petty. He don't want to move on. He admittedly wants to hold on to the grudge and keep it going. Maybe it's to sell the t-shirts or whatever, but it's just not that. That's not becoming behavior. That's all I'm gonna say.
And he said, I'm not gonna let it go. Right? He said, people put the fire, people want to start a fire, I'm gonna keep the fire going. Like, but why are you keeping the fire going with another woman publicly? Let it go, bro.
Ty, you was about to buy a shirt. I don't know. What's up with that?
I'm supporting black business.
Well, I'm about to
Can I get my take? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Sabrina.
Nope, go ahead, Stacey.
Okay, so one thing that I did notice, like looking back, when I rewatched the show today, I took Quentin being like, let him know, let it out. That was him being mad at Red. That was Q being petty. He wanted him to get the negative stuff out against Red.
I didn't
Two,
think of that.
I do agree. I just want to say, let the record show that Stacey called it from the beginning. I said, what did I say about Unique? Oh, one of her homegirls had some kind of run in and he ain't putting two to two together. He ain't recognizing her face. And she here for she here for it. And I think after they both got eliminated and they found out the the connection, oh, now it's on. That's why he said he's gonna keep dragging it.
I mean, here's my thing though. Like, what did Joe Clark say? Don't fuck around with it. Jump if you gonna jump. So if you gonna make these accusations and have these small innuendos, just get right to it and quit bullshitting. If you want to call a man out, don't half-ass do it by trying to insult him throughout his journey or whatever. That's all. Get to the meat. Say what you got to say and then move on.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. That was Unique in red and Janelle and Quentin in red. All right, moving on. We have Maurier and Jessica. They're going through their journey. In the end, someone does say backstage, if it ain't real, oh, it ain't real if they didn't kiss. Tommy asks Jessica, what made him separate himself from everyone else? And Jessica says, she's still looking for the answer. But Jessica does say that they are in a great space and they're still getting to know each other and they are still dating. Some people backstage pretty much say, I ain't buying this ish. And the BS meter is way high. Thoughts?
I mean, this is when Ready to Love goes bad, right? Because, you know, they have, I mean, there's nobody has prepared for this moment. They haven't practiced this acting in the mirror. They haven't looked at each other and went through the lines or rehearsed it or came with some sort of, I don't know, 5th grade acting skill or whatever. None of this shit looked real. Like, none of the way that they're sitting on a couch, it's like, look at how erect she is. And she's like, yeah, don't be getting too close. Like, it just don't even look real. Like, come on, man, just get out of here. I can't with these people.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I mean, it just show the lack of substance in that relationship, if you can call it a relationship. But I'm gonna call it a relationship because you know, contrary to popular belief, I think these two could actually work because they really basing their relationship off of friendship, because that's exactly what it's looking like. Like y'all said, the kisses were everywhere but the lips. I didn't even see a kiss on the cheek. I saw the hand, I saw the weave, I saw the forehead, you know, and the church hug. So yeah, they started out as friends, but I don't think friends will move to Africa and take full custody of your son, you know, while she has a thriving coffee business here in the States. You know, it's kind of a far reach, but sure, they could be friends. They both have similar personalities. Maurier is 40 years old. He's never been in love. Jessica looks like she doesn't enjoy giving hugs or any kind of affection. You know, it'll work. I think it'll work.
All right, y'all want to hear my notes? These are my
Oh,
notes.
boy.
These are my 5 bullet points.
Come on. Listen, don't. Please, come on, bro. Bring it for real this time.
No, I said it don't look like what we want to see, what we would want to see, but if they want it, then I'm gonna support them. I said Red being a hater in the background. I said separate himself. ... They are in a great space, but no one is buying it, and it's probably because they're dating. They're at the beginning of their dating relationship. The last bullet was obviously they have some mismatched values, but it looks like they're giving it a try. You know what I mean? As 2 grown adults, like, what do they have to gain by faking it, right? Like, they're being totally honest about where they are, and it's not enough for us, right? We want to see people, you know, smash and kiss and all that stuff right there on stage to prove to us that, you know, they're in love in the 4 weeks that they've known each other.
Ty, I'm gonna put the rest of the words on the end of your ... They ain't dating each other. I don't know why you just sat here and you had the nerve to sit up in your camera and look at all of us through this screen and tell us that bullshit. Now, Ty, you and I both know they're dating ... everybody else, anybody else but each damn other. And you need to stop that and stop that shit right now. Stop it right now. Oh, I got some notes. Catch feelings, neutral all the way through. So do you or don't you have feelings? Because you've been neutral all the way through. Got neutral feelings. I feel neutrally about a can of damn paint. I don't feel neutral about people. And then I'm tired of you talking about holding hands. Did y'all see the interlocking hand? No, y'all saw the church hand. Y'all, yeah. The only thing was missing was some dap. That's homies. The thing about Maurier and Jessica, if you want me to find anything that I can connect them to being in common with each other, or they give homegirl, home guy, homeboy vibes. She couldn't connect with nobody because she is the homegirl. He ain't connecting with nobody because he the home guy. They should have kept Leanne from the damn jump, and maybe we would have seen something real. We got all these fakers, and I don't have time for it. Oh, want to know what else? What? You right. You right, Sabrina. What made him separate himself?
Yo, this was her face. I put it on the screen. This was her face when he asked her. This is the screenshot from it.
And as smart as she is, she couldn't find one word at that moment to say he's a great provider. He's a visionary.
Something.
Hell, he black. He used shea butter soap. Black African shea soap. Like, damn, he gave me some moon rocks. Something. Goddamn something.
That part.
Yeah, to make it worse, then she sat up here and gave us some more bullshit talking about we're in the space of getting to know each other. Well, what?
Exactly.
What y'all been doing this whole damn time? Not
What is
getting
there
to
to
know
know?
each other, not liking each other, and y'all still don't like each other now. You are the homeboy that I know I can go get tipsy with. I can eat with. I'm gonna make it home safely. You're gonna pay for me every time. And if my tire blow out on side of the road and I'm looking at Jessica and Mercedes or Range Rover or whoever can't make it out in time, I know I can call your ass to come blow up my damn tire. How about that? Pump it up.
Facts.
Yeah.
She could have
Sabrina the
said.
men, Ty trying to play in our face, and he know, baby. What you know what they can do together? Water plants.
Yeah.
Water plants.
And I think really what she was looking at or trying to figure out in this moment right here is what can I say that's safe, that doesn't let him think that I like him like that. But at the same time, it shows them that, we're progressing. She wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah. Lord have mercy. She said, "Oh my God, Stacy, you said a moon rock. I just died, came back to life, and died again."
Oh, you know what? And then I'm just gonna close my winning argument with this. If y'all recall, maybe like 2 episodes ago, when she said she gonna get to the graduation stage, she gonna cross the finish line. She said it herself for all of us to hear, that she was only interested in making it to the end.
He said in the beginning, like episode 2, he was like, "This a game" or something like that, didn't he?
He said that when in his corrective argument date with Jessica, when it was Sierra got eliminated, he said that he was like, "Well, it's just a game.
Yep. And FYI, guys, this screenshot is the face he made when Jessica was trying to find something that separated him from everyone else. This is the face that Maurier had.
Because he understood the assignment. He had just layered all these compliments of her. She's beautiful. She's this. She's intellectual. She has this going on. And then this fool couldn't even think of one fake ass thing to say about this man. You couldn't come up with nothing.
No, she couldn't, and she didn't.
Hell, she said she couldn't cook. Say, I would love a partner that'll make me dinner every day. I know he'll make me feel safe. Something, baby. Child, they done got my pressure up.
Yeah, this was the one time that she needed to speak up out the whole season, and she had so much to say the whole season, and this was the one time where she had to show up, and she did not show up for him. Anywho, all right.
Go ahead, Puddin'.
Yo, and gave him a nickname. Somebody in the comments said, I call my son Puddin'. Oh God. RF242 says she wasn't ready. I can't.
Nope.
Yeah, facts. April Gaines said, and Maurier likes to eat. You know, because Maurier likes to eat. Since I can't cook, you know, it's just gonna make me feel like, you know, I want to start learning how to cook. You're right. She could have said something, but that's the thing. Miss View says she couldn't lie. It was nothing that separated him from nobody else. That's why she couldn't find nothing to say. The freak.
She didn't expect Tommy to ask her that, because she been skating the entire season. She skated on through. She got several passes, and she wasn't expecting for any real question about their relationship.
I don't know why she didn't. She should have been ready. Like, what the hell? Like, you made it to the end with this man because you are ready to love this man. Why would you not think that they would not ask you about the relationship? Anyway, we about to move on. It is 625 of you guys watching right now. If you have not clicked that thumbs up, make sure you click the thumbs up. If you are on my channel, if you are on Stacy's channel, if you are on Tyrone's channel, if you are on J Dub's channel, if you're watching the stream from other channels, make sure you click the thumbs up on their channels. All right, guys, we're going to move on. Oh my gosh. All right. Next up, we have Habibi. He explains that he did not mean to offend Sierra and how she ate her crawfish. Sierra just pretty much wanted an apology. Habibi said that he is not that type of person to say those kind of things. I just don't know what y'all are tripping off of it because it wasn't even me that said it. Janelle wants to know, why are they debriefing him on how to be a man? Golly, Jesus, are we done talking about him? Because I'm sitting here. Like, are we going to stop talking about him? So pretty much she says that she turned around and, you know, they went into it back and forth. And she said that he turned around. And when he turned around, he was right here on her chest. Habibi said, no, I wasn't. She replied, bruh. He said, that's not my name. Tommy asked Habibi to apologize directly to the ladies, and Janelle pretty much storms off the stage. She like, y'all can have it. I'm done with this. Habibi says, you know, I got it. I don't got to do this. And he follows Janelle off stage and says, I can apologize to her off the stage. Janelle is pretty much very upset at this point. She is crying. Habibi is following her off the stage. She like, production, you need to get him. Like, that's what y'all don't do. Y'all don't get him when you need to get him. Okay. So he backstage. She upset. She start crying. Herbert comes, hugs her, dabs the tissue on her face because she crying. She upset. They talking and she like, and Herbert like, I know. And then he starts to play the sax on stage.
The end. Well, Pio, let me get this one because
Yeah, good, brother.
in honor,
Good.
in honor of
Yeah,
her,
no
I,
doubt.
I want to kind of get this out for if y'all haven't checked out Sabrina's live watch party. I guess it was yesterday. I forget the days. I guess it was yesterday, and she really broke that situation down with Janelle. But I asked Sabrina when I was in the chat, I was like, put me on program. I got something to say. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to say it here. So with that, I was really like, I got the Habibi get up and all that on, but I really didn't approve of like the way he behaved. With me, Habibi don't have any credibility. He's proven enough times of what type of character or lack thereof of character that he is. And just the fact that, like I said, I saw a man that was something was off. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not a doctor. I can't call it how he was, but I just don't appreciate like the way he handled things and the way Ready to Love handled things. Because I wanted to say, imagine whatever state Janelle was in. And again, I'm not a Janelle fan. Put it on record. I've said it before, well, especially now, especially with the attitude. But I wanted to say, Sabrina, could you imagine? This is a rhetorical question. I'm really not asking. Could you imagine if we saw you on that screen and you got into it with somebody and they following you off the stage? We would be ready to come through that screen, because like, who was protecting Sabrina? Who was looking after her? She said she didn't want to talk to the man. She shouldn't have to talk to the man. If she don't want to be in his presence, she don't have to be. And just the fact that you could say, oh, I turned around. When I turned around, I was up in her chest. You could be that. That could happen. We can have a proximity problem, but you ain't got to say, yeah, I was ready to suck those breasts. You ain't got to do that. And that shouldn't be allowed. This is still a work environment. I can only imagine what all you ladies in the YouTube world go through with a man saying something foul to you. But this is a work setting, and those people are responsible for you. So if there's any type of uncomfortable situation going on, it's a problem. So that's why I said, forget Janelle. Janelle's almost like a villain. Could you imagine Sabrina being in that situation? We'd be ready to break the TV screens, the computer screens, find Habibi, and and give him his proper punishment. I like that. I like that Herbie stepped up in that situation and comforted Janelle, because again, that was up. What we saw, it was upsetting to her, and it shouldn't be like that. He was pressing up on her, and she said, "Get him." She don't want to be around him, and that was up to Ready to Love to do that. Actually, I'm disgusted. I'm taking this shit off. I ain't doing this Habibi no more. We done with that. But it's just the fact that, yeah, I got a big problem with that. And like we said, the same way how a man reacts about certain things, most men from where me and P.O. come from, for sure, back in the 80s, in the 90s, is certain things you can't do in the room with a man in that room. We become already involved. So I applaud Herbie for stepping up, getting into the situation, because that was a problem. That was a problem. Not a Janelle fan, but I don't think she deserved that type of energy. Like, it was okay. I'm done. I'm gonna let somebody else take it.
All right, so let me give you my perspective on this. I don't have a problem with Habibi and how he carries himself and how he acts. I have no problem with that, because he is going to do what he's going to do. Just like I can't control what a man walking down the street, what his mentality is or whatever. I don't have any problem with that. My problem begins when you see when they met with Habibi, I'm sure, 100% sure, that he gave them that raw shit and that nastiness, that attitude, that foulness. And when he met at the round table with them, he gave that to them, and they probably loved it. And what they did was, knowing this information, though, knowing who he is, they let him go into the process. Number one. Now, number two, he gets there and he starts doing this stuff, and he becomes very offensive to people. He's just being who he is. He can't help who he is, period. But they meaning the people, the producers and all of those folks, they have the right, or they can actually step in and say, look, we don't want this product we don't want to put this product out here, right? And so ultimately, when Janelle and everybody else came to Tommy or whatever, and said, this guy's a real problem, then they decided to eliminate him. Understanding that, why would you invite this same element to a reunion? Why would you not have him be discluded? He just no, you can't be here. You can't participate in the reunion. We don't want that. We don't want to put that type of whatever in the atmosphere. Why would you continue to have somebody that's this disrespectful out here? He doesn't have anything to clean up. I mean, you said you did what you did and all this other stuff. Why would you do that? And so that's the whole part that makes the show a shit show. It's not who he is. He's gonna be who he is. It's the product that they put into the show and then the output of that product. So that's all I got.
Tyrone, Stacy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much more to say after J-Dub and Paul. I don't think we've ever seen, a good scene with Habibi. I understand the show wanting to have entertainment value, but not at the expense of someone else. I definitely don't agree with that. I went back and listened to the audio of Habibi and Sierra's date. He did apologize immediately after he said it. You just could barely hear it. I understand what both of them were saying when they were going back and forth. Obviously, there was a lot more to that conversation that we didn't see. I do feel that in the end, they get to decide what they want to share with the audience, right? And for them to share this moment of just him being disrespectful and bringing this type of emotion out of someone is one thing, but to immediately show him playing the saxophone immediately after, I don't agree with that, at all. It just felt like it was, blatant disrespect to Janelle and what she was going through. So definitely not a fan of that.
So Tyrone, I just want to say real quick, I think this might have been something that was done before the disrespect, and then they played that afterwards to make it look like, and just like that, he casually goes out there and plays a saxophone.
Right. So you're right. So I went back and looked at it, and I was like, was that saxophone there the whole time? And you can't really tell. It's almost like he picked it up out of thin air, So I did go back and look at it again, and I really couldn't tell if it was on the table the whole time, but it looked like he was a ninja, like he was a magician, and he just got up and picked up the saxophone. But for them to let him, walk off stage as well and follow her after she done said it like at least 5 or 6 times, like, get this guy, away from me. I understand that they want to have entertainment value, like I said earlier, but at the same time, they should have some security. But in the end, I feel like they wanted this, I think this is one of the very first times they had the entire cast in one room in the back. Like, the entire cast was in one room. And normally they split us up. Normally they know who got beef with who, you know what I mean? And they'll try to hold off that energy until they can get it, on film in the way that they want it. You know what I mean? But maybe they felt like they was probably lacking something, or they wanted to go in a different direction. But I was surprised to see the entire cast in the same room together backstage.
I agree with you, Ty. And I also feel like, and everyone else, and just like a unique take on it is, and this is in no way a defense or anything, before y'all already look sideways. I think that in the moment, I definitely did not see it as him chasing her with the intent of harm or to be provocative. If you go back and listen to it, leading up to it, it was like, well, man, this is your behavior. Man, you gotta be accountable. You gotta apologize. You gotta apologize. Okay, I offered an apology. Okay, here's the apology. Okay, well, this apology isn't good enough. Okay, well, do you even know how it made us feel? Because Janelle said he didn't answer a question, but the question was like, basically, do you know how it made us feel? And he was like, I don't know. He was simply apologizing for making him feel away. And so when he said that, and that's me paraphrasing, I'm sure Ty can give us the exact verbiage. They were still like, apologize. So I think that in his head, because Tommy had just said whatever he said, and Sierra was like, well, he apologized, whatever. I don't understand what will make him get up and go behind someone that clearly doesn't want to be in your presence, because you should give someone that respect in that space when they're uncomfortable around you. I also feel like with production, it was all being fed to him, apologize. So I think that's why he said, I can do it off camera too. Like in my brain, I think like he didn't have any tact in the moment at all, but I think that he was actually trying to apologize.
But and let me just say something on top of that. A woman has a right
Correct.
to say not right now.
Correct.
And if she said that in that moment, right, it's the responsibility of production to say, hey, listen, give her a minute. Or hey, listen, we're not gonna force this.
Absolutely.
We're not gonna create this hostile environment and send this person over the edge. But instead they, would rather say, oh, this is a great moment for us to capture selfishly. You know, forget
Well,
how this person feels on the inside. Forget the emotions that's in the room. We need to capitalize off of, somebody's, basically downfall, or, somebody's spiraling, or somebody's emotions. We need to capitalize on bad energy. Like, come on, man.
right. So I think like this was totally one of those provoked moments where this can blow up in anybody's face because of the sensitive nature of the incident. I also know that, I mean, from what we heard, she wasn't like, get him away from me until she was all the way off. See what I'm saying? So, like, to me, I just feel like I'm saying that it was provoked maybe the entire way. And I feel like it was some lack of clarity on Habibi's end, which we know, the marbles are few. We know that.
I
And
mean,
when she was like, go away, then that boundary was established. I think like he followed her because it was like, you gotta apologize, da 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 da.
but the thing is why would you? I mean, she's leaving because she's offended. Whether I agree with why she's offended or how she's offended, right? She's leaving because she wants to leave that moment. I'm offended. I need to get away from this situation. I don't want to talk to anybody. Let me separate myself. And he doesn't have the right to pile on to that emotion. And that's essentially what was happening. And that's where you have a host, right? That's sitting there watching this stuff transpire. And instead of him, I mean, he's the only man on stage, right? Other than Habibi. So why not man to man say, hey, wait a minute, sit your ass down for a second, bro. Like we still need, or whatever. Well, that's how I would say it. But
But in
you being the only man on the stage. No, I'm just going to tell you, real world, right?
real world,
Real world.
real world,
If I'm sitting down and I'm seeing this happening, and I see another man, going after, I'm like, ho, 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 you need to let her cool off, bro. Like, what I mean, you need to ease up and let her process her feelings, and you need to have a moment, not oh yeah, just jump right to. Come on, man.
But so here's the thing. I do not disagree with you. I completely understand everything you're saying, and I agree with you. In this instance, I feel like Habibi was given was so provoked to be the clown all the damn time. He was in a place, whether you feel like, I see the comments, some people think he's a plant, some people think this, some people think that. He is so used to being in this space on this show. It was no line for him of where real begins and real ends. Is this lady really hurt? I'm not excusing it. I'm telling you, and I'm not defending him either.
Understood.
I feel like it's three sides to every story, and all three sides need some accountability at this point. Because I can tell you on my season, when somebody acted a fool with me, cursed me out, and all this, when we came to the reunion, they sat him right next to me after a couple of segments. So when we all emotionally drained, they sat me right next to him. And
Understood.
and as much as other people are getting now, I didn't even have any kind of protection. I had to get up and move myself. I had to, and I wouldn't be filmed with this person. I didn't even say 2 words to this person because I was actually in a hurt place. So I couldn't even take being around you, speaking to you on the same couch. I couldn't do it at that point. I do believe that to a certain degree, and like I said, I'm not defending any kind of bad behavior at all. So don't take it as that. I'm saying that we don't know when the fakery begins and ends. And it seems to me that to a certain degree, Habibi doesn't know either, because he's been gassed up to be this provocative clown all season, that his litmus on what's offensive, what's not, when is it real, when somebody actually hurt, when is somebody storming off for dramatics, when do I need to follow them? He's not getting it at all.
Well, okay, so let
And
me
that's not a
just say
defense
this.
of him. I think that's a
No.
testament to what the environment is in Dallas.
Well, so I was going to say though, I watched his interview with Crystal XO, and as it was, as a man, it took every bit of me to like hold it together, right? After listening to this, I mean, so this is just how this man represents himself. This is his character, right? And so when you know and you're on notice that a man has such character flaws to the point where he's telling women, F your mother, I'll suck those tits or whatever, I'll do this and whatever. You have somebody that's blatantly disrespectful and you give him the platform to continue to do that, right? Instead of removing that, it's just, to me, that just doesn't make that right there is on them. The thing that I'm focused on is you have to set the environment. Remember, we're talking about, this is a high-end black dating show that we're talking about, right? And we can't make this, or they're making it low end, low gutter, hood, and everything else with these sort of antics. Why would you want this product? That's the thing. You're putting out this type of product to people. And so this is a representation of what black love looks like. Tell me one thing about what Habibi did this whole season that's representation of real black love. Exactly.
Exactly. And what I'm also saying is that maybe it's a media thing, because what is being sold, what is it? They said I was watching something and it was like the little sexy girl. Now she has a lip gloss, and it's one color is called gonorrhea. One color is called Dookie Brown or some dumb stuff. It's this normalization of this foolery, and it's a whole culture out there that, not to be excused, but I mean, we have to acknowledge that there is a whole culture that doesn't understand boundaries and standards and time and place for things. They just drag out this foolishness, this embarrassing behavior, but it's what's selling right now. So
Well,
that's all I'm saying. I'm not
I
defending
understand your
anybody's
point.
actions.
Yeah,
Or,
no, I get
you
your
know,
point.
I
I get
don't.
your point. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that that's what you're saying, but I'm just saying that the totality of this product, you know, this needs to be marketed to Zeus, and they should put this on Zeus Network going forward, because this is not a family show. This isn't real black love. This is not how black people meet each other, date each other, love each other, and talk to each other and treat each other in the day to day. And they put this product out here, and people that see this think that this is what it's like. It's not.
And they think they think it's okay, and they think that you can speak this way and you can behave this way. There's no boundaries between respect and disrespect when it comes to women or men. They don't have any couth. They simply, as much as we would want to give them credit for freaking knowing better, it's a whole segment out there of people who don't freaking know.
They should have really asked Janelle how she felt about being on stage with him before that scene honestly even happened. Like, production really should have said, Janelle, we know the situation that happened with you and IBB. Like, how do you feel moving forward, discussing it, filming it, being in the same room with him? Like, they really should have went and said something, but they wouldn't have, because they want the views. They want, I mean, we understand, we know why we watch the show. Like, we want to see love stories. We want to see connections. We want to see, you know, who's going to make it to the bridge. This, I feel like, is not a part of a love story. Like, that has nothing to do with Ready to Love. So for real, they could have left that out. I understand, like, they want to address everything, but out of respect for her, they absolutely should have talked to her first about it. And the fact that they let it go, as far as not, you know, and I saw when he was like, you know, if she's going to go off the stage, that, you know, because Tommy was like, you need to apologize to her. He was like, well, if I'm going to go off the stage, I'll apologize to her off the stage. Like, she clearly didn't want to have you around. She was sick of talking to you. I mean, I just don't know, because then she kept asking him questions. And honestly, for me, I wouldn't have wanted to even be around him. I wouldn't have had conversations with him. I would have been like, if he's going to be on a stage, I'm not going to be on a stage. Just like on our season, it was some females that didn't want to go on certain dates with dudes. Not because they did anything to them. They just was like, I'm not going on a date with him. I don't like him. Like, I just don't understand. Like, we don't have a connection. Like, I don't want to go on a date with him. You know what I mean? So it's like, if that happens and then you don't allow them to go on dates with these people, then why would you allow, like, this situation to kind of happen? I don't know. At the end of the day, it is a show. They, you know, they make money off of their ratings, and, you know, we are their puppets. And that's just what it is. It's just an unfortunate situation. That's just where we're at with it. And, you know, we have these panels to discuss it.
Yeah, I feel like they know exactly what they're doing. Unfortunately, it's at the expense of the cast, right? Because, you know, at the reunion, they want something that they can work with, right? Because it's not like they have 10 dates full of film that they can cut and paste at the end, right? All they have is just that one long ass day that we have for the reunion. And when you're in there, remember, like, it's just a big dark room with all these lights in your face. There's no audience, there's no nothing. So you feel kind of trapped, you know, when you're on stage. And it's almost like, you ever see one of them parodies where you know, people are upset and they're like, stop filming me. And you see the dude motion to the cameraman, like, don't stop it. You know what I mean? It feels just like that. And I remember being backstage, like when the ladies was going at it, and we felt like it was never going to end. But in the very next segment, when they brought the ladies together, the very first thing that came up on the screen was the girl fight. So after they was already going at it, we had to discuss the actual fight that happened. So, you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, it just happened to be at Janelle's expense. Somebody, you know, should have been there, you know, to protect her, especially if that's what we're promoting, you know, not being respectful. It seems like they might have tried to give Habibi a chance, you know, to make amends for all of the negative stuff that he did, because that's what we want at the reunion. But it just seems like he just doesn't, it's almost as if he's not aware of how he's making other people feel. And he's just, it seems like he's trying to get it across that he's not trying to be, what's the word he used? Malefic, you know? And it's almost like you want to root for him, but he clearly is not understanding, you know, the impact on some of the things that he's saying. And it's not like just an apology or I was joking or I didn't mean it that way. It's supposed to fix everything, you know? So yeah, it's unfortunate. But 600 plus people here to hear about it. So, you know, they're doing what they can.
It all just goes back for me. And I think like this season is a huge stamp of what a producer told me one time. Open yourself up, find love, because, you know, this is a love show. And if we don't have love to show, then we'll find some drama to talk about.
And yeah, and to answer the question, they was definitely sipping backstage. So
absolutely.
I feel like they didn't give us alcohol, but it seemed like they provided them alcohol because they had wine glasses and everything backstage.
Yeah.
And it was almost like they didn't want us to have it at all. It almost felt like we were sneaking it. You know?
Yeah, they literally when we came to our reunion, they literally was checking bags, and I was like, "You're not going in my bag, period. You're not going in there." And they're like, "Oh, come on, you have." I'm like, "Well, then I'm out. If we gotta go in bags, I'm out." Yeah, they was checking bags. We couldn't have liquor at all, and that's when you seen you know, some people that snuck it in like Precious, and you know, she was on there, you know, Precious and.
You guys don't say no names, but they literally had wine glasses and stuff back there for them.
Somebody said, "Where was Quinn?" Looking at Red, talking about go get your girl. Go get your girl.
Okay.
All right.
Where's the comment? Oh, African says DC crew didn't need alcohol.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm missing it. Who are we talking about?
Everybody, almost everybody.
Never mind, I got it.
So real quick too, because there was a couple of people in the chat that said and asked, did we get paid? What was it? I know Tyrone, you addressed it like really quickly. They said something about, did we get paid extra or more to make it to the end? I know we've answered this a few times, but you guys.
No, like they just pay you per episode that you're in. So if you think that being in another episode is worth
and it's really not even that much. Like we talk about it. We talked about how much money we lost from not being able to go to
like
our real jobs.
Right. So if you know what your hourly rate is compared to what they're gonna pay you for that episode, you end up losing money.
But wait, you know what's crazy is that I can't tell you, Sabrina, you remember on y'all season, it was the big thing. I don't know how one of y'all cast members found out, and they were like, hey, they were hitting us Houston people up. It was like, y'all got paid this much,
Yep.
but this all we getting.
Yep. Y'all got bank compared to what we got.
Yeah.
In real life.
Yeah. Because I honestly
was
felt like I was
upset.
missing. I felt like I was missing a check or two.
Meanwhile, I was like, dang,
Yes.
I'm missing a whole day of work. Like, you know, I gotta get my commission. I don't have time for this little bubblegum money.
Yeah,
You know
y'all
that
got
the
to
little
wait.
quarters you put in the thing, you spin it, and then a little piece of gum come out.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They were like, because you know, what they say, Dallas, it costs more, or Houston, you know, it costs more to live there. I was like, we in DC.
Okay. You
I was like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
Right.
P.O.
And it's
said
not. Yeah.
one
And it
bottle of
wasn't
cologne costs this much.
and it wasn't for the time that you taped, right? Because you could have taped all week, right? You
Right.
could have been on 4 or 5 dates,
Facts.
maybe more that week.
And you only get
But
paid
maybe
per episode.
right. And you probably may not have even been in the episode that week.
Facts.
So
Facts. So
Right?
you
Because think of how many unaired dates and scenes we film all week that don't even make the floor.
Yep. Facts. Because was you there for the go-kart date?
mm-mm.
No, you was at the boxing date that they never showed.
Mm-hmm.
I had a
Who got
go-kart
knocked out?
date. Someone should have got knocked out, but ain't nobody did. Anyway, let's move on, guys. All right, guys. So next we have Marvin. He's talking about his journey with Unique. She says pretty much that she did attend one of his shows. And you know what? Before we move on, I want to say this. Because I know I let you guys kind of talk about the Habibi situation. Let me hide this. But I do want to say that because I know that when I did my live, and like, I just want you guys to understand that I know a lot of people sometimes don't agree with the things that we say on our panels. Sometimes you love the things that we say, but just understand, like, we all have opinions. Sometimes we all get along. Sometimes we go after each other, you know, and sometimes you guys in the chat don't always agree with us too. But I just want to say, like, I appreciate you guys so much when we discuss hard topics like this. Y'all are always so respectful. And I just want to say, you know, sometimes we agree to disagree as well, even with the people in the chat. So I just want to say shout out to you guys for being so respectful always, for understanding that we do have these serious conversations, and also to let you know that men are to never violate women's personal space, and that is very, very important. And we do have those kind of conversations, and I just want to pretty much say, like, I appreciate you for allowing us to have these conversations on our panels. So all right. All right, so moving forward, we have Marvin. He talks about his journey with Unique. She attends one of his shows, and Marvin pretty much says, like, he found his person. Unique was like, yeah, well, you know, I mean, I know he found a person, but I still went to the show, and I'm just letting you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I like the hot body wax show. That's the show that I had liked it. And he was like, well, yeah, but you just was not my person. I found somebody that was more my person. You somebody that was trying to get into the game, and I'm somebody that's about the game. And yeah, so he moved on. Tommy pretty much brings up toys and says, I got questions like, what's this? Is this a tickler? Is this all kinds of stuff? Yes. And pretty much in the end of the scene, Marvin gets up, gets the toys from Tommy, and Unique wants a demonstration, and he starts slapping her on her hand, and end scene. Thoughts?
Yeah, I wonder if Tommy put that tickler all over his face. Just wondering. But
we called it early, right, Paul? We called it early. You know, the eyes never lie. Mm-hmm. We knew, we saw it in Unique's eyes that, you know, she was with it. How Paul say after 9:30, you know, and it ain't no shame in that. You know,
Right.
ain't no shame in that. Natasha
Yeah.
came on last year. Was like, hey, I'm grown. We adults. It happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shout out to Marvin for standing on what he feels and what he believes in. We did the interview with him for over an hour, right? And he got what he wanted in the end. So shout out to him and to Juju. You know, there are some things that he said that a lot of guys and women probably don't agree with. But if that's his thing, that's his thing. Like I always say, it's better to be honest at the beginning, no matter how much it may hurt someone. It's better that other person being hurt momentarily than you being unhappy forever. So yeah. Oh, my bad, Paul. I cut you off.
No, it's all good, bro. It's all good. You know, that's what we do. We share the platform together.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we good.
Yeah, man.
Now I was just gonna say though, I do I like how Marvin represents himself, right? He, pretty much don't, BS around. He don't beat around the bush and, make roundabout ways. He says, yo, I'm about this freak life. You know what I mean? I'm about anything. 10:30, 9:30, 8:30, whatever 30, right? And so for him, I mean, it works. I think that he's genuinely a good guy though too. At the end of the day, I didn't see anything that was red flaggish. It takes a lot for you to tell somebody that you want to, put gag balls or bring gag balls and all other stuff in the room and be cool with that and not be, a weirdo about it. He was, really like saying, "This is what I do. It's how I get down." So yeah, I feel like, for him, he did get his person, and Unique probably tapped into him a little bit, and he probably say, "Yeah, nah, I'm gonna roll with Juju and keep doing what I'm doing." But yeah, I ain't mad at the kid. I actually like Marvin.
Oh, okay. Y'all like everybody, but anyway, I love that the panels we got all different type of views, and we get to share our opinions. And I still stand on for what I said. Everybody's praising Marvin about his honesty and all that good stuff. I just think that in this setting, this wasn't the right setting to bring such a niche aspect of relationships. Is to me is like you bringing somebody on Ready to Love or Married at First Sight, somebody who's into polygamy. We're not talking about like, hey, something's wrong with polygamy or BDSM or stag, all that kind of stuff. I just don't think it's the right setting to bring it in. I think, you go into that type of community because, the way I hear it and see it, most of the ladies weren't receptive to it. And, to me, the concept is kind of off because it's like, well, you know what? Let's connect. Let's fall in love. And then, Jessica put it out there that again, Marvin is a stag man. So let's connect, fall in love, and then let me watch you have sex with somebody else. I think that's asking a lot. And
is that what stag means? What does stag mean?
Yep, that's what stag means.
Yeah.
That's what it means, Stacey. It means you like to watch your partner to have sex with someone else.
I need the Urban Thai Dictionary.
Okay. It's what it is. He enjoys watching his lady be with other men. Excuse
me, panelists. I have the floor. Can I finish, please? Oh. Thank you. My goodness. My God. Oh God. I mean, I'm gonna be done in a second. I'm gonna let y'all have it. But yeah, like I said, it's just I think this is an issue for me because this is my opinion. You just bring that in that type of setting because the ladies weren't receptive. They're like, nah, I'm not looking to get to know you and then just having sex with somebody else. That's not what I'm looking for. And I get that. I'm not, you got to say politically, I'm not knocking his lifestyle or what he wants to do. That's all good. I'm just saying, I don't think we could put them in this setting seriously and say like, oh, this will work. But Marvin, thank you for your honesty. That's my thoughts. I'm gonna let y'all have it. But I like that he said that, hey, I represent conservative, but I do something else. I can get with that.
Hey J Dub, let me push back on you just a little bit though, brother. Let me just push back because you said this wasn't the atmosphere for him to talk, to bring that stuff up in. But I'll tell you this atmosphere teaches you just that, right? because you're one man and you're supposed to be scheduled to date 10 women, right? So you're scheduled to carry multiple women throughout this whole process with you from day one till the end, if you get there. And so, I mean, it's pretty much just that. You're learning how to have multiple relationships with multiple women and maintain those relationships all at the same time. And so, for what he brought to the or what he added to this mixture, I think it's pretty much, you know, what the whole process is. I mean, ultimately, you try to find one person, but the the concept is a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say, I was a fan of his approach. Um, no, he's not the only black stag out there. The other thing is, yes, it is a small community that's out there. It represented in the show well. He was what, the 10% um, amongst the guys, right? And there was 10% amongst the ladies who felt him. So it does exist. Um, Although it may not be like 100% the proper setting to show this, it's not something that I personally feel we should shy away from, right? I think we should be having those conversations because the lifestyle does exist. And I think the more conversations we have about it, the more comfortable people would feel talking about it. And if we're being honest, his connection with Unique was one of the strongest connections on the show. And he was the first one to get a kiss. So shout out to him, because that's probably the only kiss that we saw that looked halfway genuine.
I'm sorry. Did you see any other kisses? Because I didn't.
Yeah,
I might have missed.
That wasn't a kiss. Maurier didn't kiss nobody. He sniffed her forehead.
Did we get one with Janelle and Q at the end? I think we got something, right?
If they did, it wasn't memorable.
They did kiss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so if I feel like the Fabrice thing caused such a stink, it got garnered so much attention, it got so much, like it was such a conversation starter. Obviously, the next step in who you cast is do one above Fabrice. I'm not opposed to it. Sex is an important part of every relationship, but it's not the only part, because unless, you're in the occupation of it, then it's not going to pay your bills and it's not going to keep you warm. And when times get hard, it can only satisfy you for a little while, and then reality hits you again. However, I appreciated his presence in this season because I feel like it is such a cliche subject in the Black community. It's something like we don't often talk about. And, like a lot of Black women, we're taught to do XYZ so we can get the attention of a man. Do XYZ, don't spread your legs, don't do this, don't do that. Everything will come to you, fall to you. Don't know your body, don't know what you like, don't, so I feel like it was a good way to start normalizing the conversation with us in our relationships, in our households. I do think that's what he brought to it, because maybe next time it'll be a kinky girl, and let's see how we receive that. But I mean, in the South, it probably wasn't the best place to introduce a Marvin, only because maybe the way that as conservative, like as we present, it wouldn't have been appreciated. It wouldn't be entertained. And then you got a Unique who, what Red said, wants screen time. So she gonna give it some attention.
Well, let's get back in there. So, So here's the thing. I think that Unique was intrigued that whole time, right? They probably just let it out the bag when she finally kissed Marvin at that point. And, it was crazy to see that because the kiss seemed like it came out of nowhere, and then they argued right after the kiss, basically, or went left after the kiss. So I think that she had a little bit of history with him already. I wouldn't be surprised if they, when they both got eliminated, they hung in there and and did some dating.
I'm glad you brought that up because that goes back to my point, Paul. That kiss wasn't enough to save her.
Save him either.
I mean, no, because he really didn't have anybody that was willing to say they had a connection with him. His best bet would have been, well, I don't know, maybe he was already booed up at this time, so he just really didn't give a damn.
Yeah, he probably was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna catch that shit on the back end.
Yeah, and I have no choice but to vote against. I have no choice but to vote against you this week because you done put your lips on my lips, and I got me a slick boo over here that I think I want to marry.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that event was the event that Juju was at. That's what I'm wondering, right? Because she said Marvin was in a relationship. They alluded to it, and she was honest about it. She wanted to see, she'd been with some duds, and it'd be like that sometimes. You get that energy, they want to see what it's about.
Hey, I mean, yeah, everybody, you can only have two people sing or one person sing a song on the mic at one time, right? So.
And in Marvin's defense, I'll just go and say this. I forgot where I was, where some of the other people on the show were speaking, and they were talking about how like his conversations were like deeper than that. And so they actually got to know Marvin like as a person, even though like all that was seen was his lifestyle part.
Yeah, he talked about that. He mentioned that he talked about way more than just the lifestyle. It's just the only thing they happen to show.
What's funny, Tyrone?
No, I said I'm good. I know it's getting a little bit excited about this topic, but I'm gonna chill out.
Wait. Before you move on, somebody in the chat just said Unique also said he didn't make her his first priority. But what's crazy is that she said he was in a relationship, but he wouldn't make me his first priority. That was crazy to me. Y'all go back and listen to that part. That shit was crazy to me because I was like,
okay, so but see, that's the thing. She might have been about that poly life, right? Where you have. I'm sorry. So that poly life is like you're gonna be my main, and then I'm gonna have these other ones. And she was probably wanting to get converted, and somebody else was on the scene. Somebody else was on the mic.
So what I found out, P.O., hush, somebody was on the mic. Yeah, somebody was on the mic. They were beatboxing on it. They were flipping the mic out. They were twirling the mic. They were doing the mic. And guess what? Who did the mic the best? Won. Oh, but I just would be.
Juju.
I just want to know
Juju
what kind
hitting with that juju.
I just want to know what kind of poon. If you trying to be. Oh, this is what I heard. So I was doing this other panel on a dating show, like a dating panel, and like we were speaking about Black women and Black men, how we are unicorns and da 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 da.
I watched that. I saw you on that.
Why somebody done told me that there's an alternate meaning of a unicorn?
Yeah, I saw you on that.
I thought you knew.
I said,
Honey.
when you said,
I was like, I'm a unicorn. I was like, what? I am not
yeah.
a unicorn.
Mhm.
I'm the
Right.
other unicorn. I'm the other unicorn. Cause I'm selfish.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Don't go say that on no cruise ship.
I want it all. Mm-mm. This was Sabrina After Dark. We'll talk about this unicorn business. But how you trying to be the side chick and think that your poom poom gonna be the priority? That's again, these people in Dallas don't know their roles. Y'all trying to play a role and don't actually know your roles. Y'all blowing up people's spots. Y'all, you can't have nobody in Dallas because if you got a side anything, a little slick, a little anything, they're gonna blow up your spot because they can't wait to broadcast what they got going on with you to one up somebody. That is so crazy to me.
Yeah, so I think he talked about it on the interview where he mentioned, you know, if he had to choose, he was going to go with the lady that presented him more options in the lifestyle, and that's what it is, and that's why, in my opinion, Unique wasn't the one because maybe she probably had some limitations on what she would and wouldn't do, you know, and he had to stand by, you know, what he wanted, just like they talked about on stage.
Yep. So are we done talking about unicorns and fairy dust
Yeah.
and rainbows? All right. Moving on. All right. So we have Tequila. She talks about her journey, and Habibi says that she is his yin to her yang, or she is his yin and to her yang. They yin and yang together. And Red backstage pretty much says, yep, crazy meets crazy. Tequila then speaks on Phil, saying that he was giving broke energy, and she's referring to the conversation that they had when she asked him about threesomes. So that's how she replies. She's like, yeah, well, I don't do broke energy, and it, makes me feel uncomfortable. Filing for bankruptcy also makes me feel uncomfortable. He says that she is very immature, and Tequila says that pretty much so are you and the people that you're sitting on the couch with. Then Tequila discusses the situation with Janelle. Janelle says that she doesn't know what the problem is. She says, and she doesn't care to know what the problem is. Tequila says, Tommy's like, it's like, what's the problem? She's like, it's no problem. It's resolved. It's cool. It's whatever. And Jessica says she bets that she will clearly try to fight them later. When they exit the stage, Janelle says something about a feather, and Tequila says, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Janelle jumps up and says, she's shaking the table. She's shaking the table. Oh, all my stuff about to fall over. Y'all know I'm sorry. I was in the moment. Shaking the table. And then in scene, security came that time. No, anyway, go ahead. In scene. Sorry, guys.
Okay, I jump in and get out the way. This toxic Tequila is almost as disgusting as the Habibi situation. Like I said, nobody really want to see that. We got Black successful business owners, people with brands, things to lose. Like, when do we want to see people fighting? We're looking for love. That's like ridiculous. Like people on edge. Like you said, with the rock and all, like somebody like that, that's unstable. And then when you gotta wonder why you at work if somebody's gonna try to fight you, I don't rock with that. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Most people don't want to see that. We're not looking for that. Wondering if you, while they walking out the door, they're gonna smack you upside the head. That is like a love and hip hop feel, and we don't want it. We don't want it. And then the way like Tequila, all of it tried to come at Phil, like trying to embarrass him. I thought that was a shadow low blow. And he explained, when she brought it out, like, hey, back when the real estate market crashed, all my properties went under. I filed bankruptcy. That's a business move. Or, you know, she's trying to what, bankruptcy shame him. It was wild. You know, it's just the kind of energy that was just brought. And I guess Tequila is Janelle's match. You know, they just looking to fight, looking to do something, and we don't need nobody to pull up. We need some love. But again, I think I'm at this point, I'm reaching. I think I gotta stop reaching for the love, because they don't seem like this is what the show is about. I'm gonna let y'all have it.
Yeah, I think at this stage of the game, Tequila came in with a whole bunch of talking points, and they didn't align, right? She didn't get a chance to get asked certain things to unload these talking points. So, she sporadically just started to talk about, okay, you're broke and bankruptcy and all this stuff. And realistically, like, you're airing the man out um, for, I don't know, no reason. Like, at, at you know, what point was this going to be a benefit to you and his relationship? It was just kind of out of place. It just looked like, somebody was there to cause trouble. Um, and then, to start like beefing and creating this a big scene. Remember, you are on national television, right? And so they get to rewind this 10 years from now. They get to rewind it and rewatch you. So regardless of the types of things and changes that you've made in your life, you're always going to be held to the standard of the person that the people are seeing in this reunion, flipping over tables, So basically, you don't know how to, tackle content without violence, or, you can't, your way of problem solving is being barbaric about it, right? And I'm not saying that, she's a barbaric person, but all of this stuff that's happening, these activities are, and I mean, to kind of throw out, just rash statements and, nitpicking and just trying to get people to, pop off. It's really not ladylike. It's not human like. People. At the end of the day, if you have an issue with somebody, you can always talk to that person one on one. That was one of the things that I never understood at the reunions. Why is it that these people wait until it's television time to make an ass out of themselves and create these big splash moments on TV, instead of picking up the phone and resolving conflict prior to going to these reunions and stuff, and really having a sit down. So it's almost like some certain people rely on this moment to be an ass. And that's all I got.
Well, y'all can quit acting like Janelle wasn't over there talking shit the whole time under her breath, provoking that lady.
Well, we talking about Tequila though.
Yeah. Well, he was sitting right next to them. Two, I want to know really. So I read something in the chat. They said that Phil disrespected her and said like he'd pass her to her son or something like off camera. But I don't know. I just come across those comments. However, you can tell the way like she's ticking that something had to happen enough for her to go try to find some research and dig up some dirt on this man to have in her arsenal. I ain't saying it's okay, so don't act like Stacey's saying it's okay, because I'm Aries' face like, girl, what? I feel like if the shit is old enough to fall off your credit report, you can't bring it up no more. You can't bring it up no more.
And don't honestly, bring it up. That was back in 2007 when the market crashed. Because
when it was a housing bubble.
Yeah, I was doing real estate then. So that 2007 was a minute ago. So
now, while it did bring up another cause for alarm, like, damn, Phil, how many different jobs have you had in the past 7 to 10 years? Because I've had one for the last 10 years. So I'm like, it made me think like, damn, you done did real estate. You've been an insurance adjuster. you a something self. Now you a
At least
comedian.
he got a job, Stacy. No, even though he had 15 of them, at least he had it. I know something that ain't had one.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying it brought up some other questions. All it did was brought up some more questions. Now, was it tactful? Did I wish she wouldn't have said it that way. I wish she wouldn't have brought up that information. I wish she would have said what she had to say more directly instead of trying to find like these little issues to annoy him. I mean, like these little it was so out of sequence, so sporadic, spontaneous little nuggets. Like it wasn't even the same candy in the candy dish. It was given nuts and I got a nut allergy. So it was crazy. But Phil, I know some people think Phil handled himself real nicely, but it was like his little slick, it was his demeanor. Like I could tell that he is on some bullshit too. All these people are on bullshit time. What time is it? Bullshit time. They all on it. They all drinking from the same cup in the same well.
Yeah, I've always had my reservations about Tequila and what she was doing on the show. I think even her very first comment ever that we hear from her was her being about the drama. And I think she was saying if the guys like drama, then they'll like it here or something like that. Those was one of her first comments. Then she gets into it. The things that she said about Phil, totally uncalled for, but I feel like it may have been provoked. Him filing bankruptcy at that time was probably a smart move. I don't know if I would have tried to explain anything to her in that moment or try to prove myself to her if he already, like, clearly it's a bad look that she had said it. So I don't even think he needed to do anything or say anything to justify himself. I also felt like, we was getting what we wanted from them. Growth, they seem to have squashed it. And then in the very next scene, when they go backstage, somebody mentioned something about a feather. And I watched it like 5 times to see if Janelle said it. And you can't tell who said it. But that seemed to, spark Tequila, especially after they don't squashed everything on stage, to come back and hear somebody say something about the feather. And then that's when she says, yeah, obviously my feathers is everywhere. My feathers keep feathering or something like that. And now they start to get at it, which ultimately, is what they wanted. You know what I mean? Because if they were in separate rooms, it would have never happened. So I feel like that statement about the bankruptcy may have been something somebody told her, because I can't see why she would want to dig, about that specifically for Phil,
Because they had beef when they went on a date.
Okay.
They were beefing from the season, and then several people in the chat, Sabrina, I don't know if you saw it, but several people in the chat noted, they said that I guess somebody else did a live or something, and they said the table scene happened before
they went on stage.
The couch scene.
I don't know, because it looked like that they was coming off the stage after that scene. You know what I mean? It looked like they were all walking back to the back after that scene.
Well, it would make sense. It would make sense why she's rocking like that fight rock. You know what I mean? It would make sense if that was her demeanor on the sofa. If all of this table stuff, them picking with her for her outfit, bullying her about her outfit, making little slick ass comments. If that happened prior to the sofa, that would explain why she was looking like that. And if y'all notice, when she was speaking to Phil, she wouldn't even look at that man in his face. She would address Tommy. She was so triggered and so hot, much to what Jay said before she left, is never let somebody get you to that point. Never let them score that win. Cause you know, and look at the optics. They just got Tequila over there by herself, maybe with Habibi. You know, then they got people that's known to double team somebody and on the other side, ready to go in. So she was never going to have a fair conversation with Phil. It was going to be something, some drama, something. So, I mean, let's just look at the optics. But it makes sense if she was triggered prior to going out there, why that's how she reacted. But pay attention. She was looking, she wouldn't even look directly at Phil. She was so hot. So it's something, I think it was something we can address, like how other people hurt other people and the things they do that's out of bounds to everybody else. But something obviously happened with Tequila where she's in this emotional state.
Y'all got anything else?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, that's a good point. Because we don't know the order that this was taped in. You know, maybe this was probably part of part 2, and what we see next week probably happened before this as well. So I'm anxious to hear some of their, you know, their closing interviews on what was going on here, or not.
I don't know. I just feel like Janelle knows who to pick on. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. Maybe Janelle's had it up to here with Tequila, and she be poking at Tequila though, and because this is the first time I've seen her react like this to Tequila. So I don't know. Usually Tequila's first to kind of attack at Janelle, but they've been kind of jabbing at each other like all season. I don't know. I just don't know at this point. It just seems like it's just so much insecurity and so much like jealousy and so much combativeness. I just don't understand like what the problem is. And it's like this like every season, not every season, but a lot of seasons. The last few seasons it's been like this. It's just so much cattiness, so much negativity, and yes, it's like a lot of bullying be going on too. Like it's just a lot. It's a lot. Like we got bullying, we got disrespect, we got like, damn, can we get some love? We ain't getting none of that. Shit.
Baby Maurier said Jessica ain't right here, so I ain't gonna say nothing. I'ma just look. Is that a chicken wing on the floor?
I feel like once that first feather comment came out, I want to say Tequila called her out at least 3 or 4 times before Janelle responded. You know what I mean? She was like, "I'm ready.
No, they
Let's
were
go. I'm ready." And then she said, "Do you want to fight me, Tequila?"
Go listen back to it. She and Jessica were like whispering and like saying smart shit the entire time. I went back and listened to that part today because I was like, bruh, Tequila, like, what you doing, sis? And I went back and I could hear the extra. And if somebody is constantly poking a bear, you don't think it's at least gonna growl at you? And even from the point of the ladies' lounge when she and Janelle had their exchange, the word is prior to going on set, Janelle had, it was some mess backstage. And that's why she said, and you can get it too. Like none of that came from nowhere.
Facts.
So can I say something though? While we're on this slide right here, I just want to say something. I want everybody to look at this slide out there in the chat. Look at this slide very carefully. That one too. Yeah, stay right there. Thanks. I want people to look at this and notice this is a dating show that has security there. Okay? Let that sink in. Why do we have security on a dating show? This is not like Cops. Like, what the heck? What is this? All right, I'm done with that.
We need it. You need it because you gave 20 emotional people some alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
They've been there for 16 hours.
The fact that but here's my thing. Okay, fair point. We was at the mixer for 16 hours. How come there was no security on set there? How come there's never security on set at elimination dates? Right? But then you bring them to the reunion. Come on, man. Because you're drumming all of this negative energy into one place, and you're creating a nasty theater for violence, or all of this unsavoriness that's going on. Like
It
yeah,
sells,
I mean,
Paul. Security makes it real. It
no,
sells.
security didn't make it real. Security was necessary.
No, I'm saying it's necessary in the eyes of the fans looking at it. It makes it real that there really, really is some drama and that it's bigger than what it is.
Come on, man. Like
you're saying something different from Paul. Ty, something different from you. He's saying for it to be marketable, to sell this concept, there has to be security there. Paul, Understood. I understand what you're saying as well, but I'm gonna add in, if all of this is, if Dallas is fake as hell, then why would you need security on every scene if half of it is manufactured bullshit?
Because you have teams, right? You have adversaries. These aren't people that are, in productive relationships. You have somebody that is with team A, and then you have team B, and then you have some people that just ain't on nobody's team at all, right? And anytime you're in an adversarial event, somebody's going to get hurt physically, right? You can't just go to a party and have a group A and group B, and group A and B not fight. They're going to fight. So there's that.
I just feel like I might owe Kira an apology because she might be the realest one I air all the shit.
Yeah.
Sabrina, go back.
Oh my God. I just
want to see something.
I bet you do.
Nah, not that one.
Oh.
How she knew? Sit down, Ty. Okay. Sit down, Ty.
But I know who did.
Sure.
I know. But obviously these two are really close, because she was the one that was trying to stop her, and she walked out with the security with her too.
Yeah, she looked funny as hell trying to break that up.
Nah, but you know what? Unique looked like one of those little petite people that will always get in fights in school. You know what I mean? But be really fighting, can fight.
No, she more. I would say more so the after 9:30, if anything.
That is the after 9:30 crew.
Who was it from your season, Stacey, that had pulled the earrings off? I was like, girl, just let me know.
Nobody.
Who did that?
That was somebody from your season.
Oh,
with the short hair.
No,
Are you talking about the niece?
That was Last Resort. That was Simone's season.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's right.
Let me tell you, there was no women fights.
Did y'all have security at your reunion?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We didn't even have. We were sneaking out alcohol too.
No, we didn't either.
We didn't have security either.
No, exactly. Neither did we.
A few people snuck alcohol, but we didn't have security.
Right. So we know that they chose violence for this one.
All right, guys. So real quick, I want you guys to give your final thoughts and what you guys think how Reunion 2 is going to be. Final thoughts on this episode, and also to let you guys know after we end this live in a few minutes, we're going to go over to the membership channel, my membership channel, just to let you guys know. It is going to be Sabrina After Dark. If you're interested in joining the membership channel and joining the chat and what we have to say off the here and hear what we really have to say about this season and pretty much anything else, we just be on there just shooting it. You can join the membership channel. The link is pinned in the comment section right now if you want to join. But anyway, I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but y'all can give me your final thoughts on how you felt about this episode. Anything you want to say, comment on any of the scenes, anything you want to put out. Also, let them know where they can find you on socials. And also, because this is one before the last, let them know exactly who you guys are, like who you are, what season you were on Ready to Love, and your socials, etc. And if you're working on any projects. But first, give me how you guys are feeling about Ready to Love, this scene, this episode, whatever.
I guess I'll take the turn. I keep saying I'm just looking for seasons 1 and 2 to come back. I think that's gone. So at least Ready to Love, please give me the resort mode. We need it. The people want it. As far as the reunion episode 2, I don't know really where we go from here, just to find out if who's actually together or not. Because I think, we got to go off the cliffhanger. How they're going to break up the fight and where do we go after that? But I'm sure to calm down and they'll just move on to the next segment. And as far as me, you can find me on YouTube on It's J Dub. I do reality reviews from a male's perspective, and I am YouTube's #1 commenter. So just check me out, and I'll see y'all on the after show.
Yeah, so I'll say this. We have a group full of people in this room. We got like 600 or whatever people in here, and they regularly watch the show. And then they come here and they, want to see how we break it down. And it's very unfortunate that they're being bamboozled by, not getting a true dating love experience. They're investing their time into this show. And, weekend after weekend, we see, cat and mouse, fakery, foolery, nonsense, everything but real connections and love and all of that stuff that makes, the glue of this show, and the intended purposes of it from the original state work, right? I remembered watching this. I remember watching the Atlanta season and then Houston season, and they were both actually. Houston was one of my favorites because they truly got down to real connections. There was some drama, but it was still classy. There were real connections. People were really, putting in time and effort to, try and at least, come together and create relationships or meaningful relationships. This show has gotten away from this a lot. And so for me, I'd like to see them make that comeback and give the people what they want and not sort of, a mismatched approach. Folks are really tuning in because they're rooting for Black people to find something so that they can follow these people and, and see them progress. We haven't gotten any progression this whole time. So on behalf of, the effery, I'm going to apologize to y'all. Now, as far as what I'm doing, I have people, my sister wants me to drop. I got a bomb to drop, but I'm not going to do it. I can't do it or I won't do it. And then, people keep telling me you need to say X, Y, and Z, but I'm not going to do it in this setting, but I'm doing stuff. 100 sightings. I'm done.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just move on into the next spot because we trying to go to the soul after dark. Got my soul glowing because it was live. It was live, and me and Ty, we held on and we shut this down, didn't we? We shut it down. Ty put me on all type of game, baby. Let me tell you something. Anyway. So I'm Stacy_B. I will be bringing new content finally after years to my YouTube channel. Stay posted. I've been consulting Ty to help me get my life together. We gonna see what to do. Bye.
What's up, everybody? Ty Wilson, 21, everywhere. I think the show's ended up being exactly what we thought it was going to be on week 1, and that was entertainment. I feel like we have really, really high expectations for the show and for what they present to us as Black love, and we should. I think they should change up some of the concepts. I feel like they should actually curate these connections instead of throwing in twists and turns and curveballs and all that stuff. I feel like the response would be a lot better. I also feel like they should add something to have all of these people or all of the castmates put their connection to the test, right? I think that would be really entertaining. I think that would be fun. But, you know, in the end, I feel like we're going to end up with zero relationships in the end. And, you know, it's not really what we want. You know, we're spending 11, 12 weeks rooting for people, and to come up with nothing or what looks like nothing is very disheartening. It's almost like we rarely even saw anyone try to curate a relationship. And, you know, we want more. You know, so yeah, that's about all I got. Hopefully, you know, the cast is still cool with everybody. We don't mean anything personal. You know, we're just really just talking about what we see on the show. And thank you all to everyone in the chat. It's been a pleasure all season. We got one more episode. One more episode left.
They trying to figure out where they can where they can see Freaky Ty after dark. Can you let them know, Ty? Because a lot of people are requesting you.
I have no idea where that came from. No idea.
So just to let you guys
yeah, go ahead.
So just to let you guys know, if you're interested in joining the membership, we're about to head over there right now. I just put the link in the chat. The link is also pinned in the chat. It is down on the screen. You can join the membership as soon as we start going live. If you are a part of the membership, if you have joined the membership, you will be able to join us on SABRINA After Dark as we discuss pretty much Ready to Love and Freaky Ties and I don't know, unicorns and stags and
and after 9:30s, of course.
Yeah, and being thugged out after 9:30. But anyway,
exactly.
I love you so much, guys. But did y'all let them know where they could find you, or y'all just gave y'all's opinion?
On the sightings, I said that already.
Okay. Did y'all?
Yeah, I did it.
Okay, everybody said it. All right, guys. So if you want to follow me on socials, you can go down in the description box below. You can follow me on all my social media platforms. I've been kind of taking a break from there, honestly. But you can find me everywhere there at Miss Sabrina Soul, which is here on all my social media platforms. But right now I'm just on YouTube. Got some things coming up, but you just got to stay tuned. But either way, I will see you here on Friday for the live reaction watch party. About to head over to the membership channel now. I'll see you later, guys. Love you. Bye.